just in truck or whatever,
Yo. Welcome back to the Tim the Trucker channel. I am your host, Tim the Trucker. Now, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me right now, and I sincerely appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get to the topic of today's video. The topic is tips for new drivers, specifically over-the-road drivers, because I'm an over-the-road driver. I'm a company driver, been driving for almost 2 years at this point. Majority of that time has been over the road. I've done all 48 states. I've actually traveled 44 to 45 of the 48 states, continental states in the U.S. I'm currently a flatbed driver. Been doing flatbed for almost a year, if not over a year at this point. It should be at least a year. So I've been doing flatbed for at least a year. I've done dry van the rest of the time of me being a driver. I've done dedicated, so that's anybody want to know anything about the Dollar Tree account? Not just Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General. I've done those accounts. So if you got any questions about those, done that. I worked for U.S. Express, Western Express, did flatbed with Western Express, and now I'm currently at Jordan Carriers, which is a great company. If you're interested in becoming a driver with Jordan Carriers, and you may have questions that you don't feel comfortable asking the recruiter, or you're looking for some more some more driver-to-driver conversation, man, feel free to contact me at Timthetrucker on Instagram. And I answer any question that you got, man, whenever I got a chance. Now, of course, I'm out here getting my money like you, or like you potentially will be as a driver. So understand, I may not answer your question exactly when you want, but I answer it when I can. And also, as you watch this channel, man, if you find this information useful, entertaining, or relevant to your situation, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Also, hit that notification bell, man, so you can get notifications when we drop new content. Now, without further ado, tips for new drivers. My first tip for new drivers is GOAL. Get out and look. Make sure you get out the truck and look. Don't worry about being self-conscious about if you're gonna hit something or looking like you know something. No, you don't know. You're a new driver. Get out and look. Goal. Get out and look. Make sure that you get out and look. Even if you think you might be clearing something, especially when you're backing up, don't feel ashamed to get out and look. I get out and look. I don't care what nobody got to say, because the first job I had, I ended up getting fired from because I didn't get my behind out and look. Get out that truck and look. Ain't nobody studying you. Listen, them folk at the truck stop or anybody watching, they ain't studying you. Listen, if you really want to get their attention, hit one of them trucks. Hit some. If you hit some, you gonna get their attention. Then you get all the attention that you think that you already getting. Ain't nobody studying you like that, except for old heads sitting at the truck stop. Yeah, they sitting out there, window wide open. I have mine covered up. I'm chilling. I don't want y'all bothering me, but old heads, man, that's how they do. Sit there and watch everybody back up and wait for opportunities to come help you. So even the people that are watching you, which is not going to be the majority of people, that's going to be like a third of, maybe less. just the old school drivers, they gonna be sitting there waiting for opportunity to come over there, help you start a conversation about some BS, old folk stuff. But anyway, first tip, man, get out and look. Make sure, bro. If you think you might not be able to get it, or even if you think you can, still get out and look to make sure. It'll save you a lot of issues over here on the road. My second tip is be patient with yourself. That ties into the first one. Make sure you're being patient with yourself. This is to do this job efficiently, man. You got to build up the experience for it. That's why typically, if you want the better paying jobs and the local jobs, they usually don't take someone that has less than 2 or 3 years of over the road experience, because it's going to take time to build up the what word I'm looking for, just build up the experience to be able to navigate different situations that you may encounter. So I mean, why would somebody pay you the highest amount of money and you don't have that much skill? So be patient with yourself. Take it one day at a time. Learn from your mistakes. Get acquainted with the equipment, the vehicles, and the physics of the truck, and how everything works. And you get the way you want to be, whether that's working one of those local jobs, or becoming the owner operator, or having your own authority, having multiple trucks, running your own company, whatever it may be. You can get there, but you're gonna get there by being patient, not by rushing into this. So that's my second tip. Be patient with yourself and get out and look. My third tip, make your pre-trip inspection a habit. Don't be one of those drivers that don't do your pre-trip. Listen, of course, you're not a certified diesel mechanic. You're not gonna know how to necessarily fix. Most of you won't. You're not gonna know how to get out and fix any issue that you may have. But I can tell you that you will save yourself a lot of headaches and issues out on the road by just simply getting out the truck early morning or whatever, or not necessarily early morning, or whenever you start your drive shift. Get out that truck and just go over a visual inspection of the truck. Touch some things here and there that you may look a little off, but typically, man, you could do this in less than 5 minutes, and it's a 5 minutes that could save your life or someone else's life on the road. And also, man, save you a headache that you don't need to have, where you gotta wait for a wreck on the side. Because I wait for a wreck on the side of the road for 2-3 hours, or however long it may take them to get there, get the right equipment to you. I done had these issues, and that's why I say to any new driver, man, get out, do your pre-trip inspection. Of course, you're not gonna know exactly, what's wrong, if there is something wrong, but you may notice an issue that could prevent you from having an accident down the road, or incident where a tire goes out on the trailer or tractor, and you end up on the side of the road for 2-3 hours. Now that's killing your on duty clock, and you're gonna be later for an appointment. That means you might not even get to deliver your load on time and get another load. You might have to wait a whole nother. It'll just set a chain of events that didn't need to happen just by taking 5 minutes to like just a visual inspection of your vehicle. So that's tip. I don't know the damn number, but anyway, that's one tip. The next tip: never become too comfortable behind the wheel. That's very true. And shout out to my trainer at US Express, fresh new booty on the in the trucking game, man, bro. One of the first things he said, man, listen, don't ever become too comfortable behind this wheel or too confident where you just think you know it all, or that you just got it. You must always be aware of, what can happen out here, because it can be a dangerous job, especially if you're not paying attention out here on this road. If you never get to a point where you're too comfortable, because that's when things usually happen. And that it ties into everything I said before this tip. Like, never get too comfortable and too confident where you won't get out and look. Never get too comfortable and too confident where you're not going to inspect your trailer. Never get too comfortable and confident that you're not being patient with yourself, even once you got experience. So for all the new drivers out there, and if you happen to be a current driver with years of experience, listen, never be too comfortable on this road, because this can be a dangerous job, and you do need to be paying attention to what's going on, because you have your life in your hand and you have a lot of other people's lives in your hand as a professional driver. Because if something happens out here on this road, they gonna blame the professional, because these other people, they just living their regular life, but your behind is at work. Just, remember that. Next tip, space and speed. When it comes to safety, being safe, it's about space and speed. If you can manage the space between you and all other objects and vehicles and pedestrians and everything, manage a good amount of space, and you keeping a good amount of you doing appropriate speed limit, or even not doing the proper speed limit. If you're doing the appropriate speed for whatever particular situation you may find yourself in, whatever speed you need to be going at the time, do that. If you drive at a safe speed and an appropriate speed, you'll avoid a lot of incidents and accidents that you find a lot of truckers in. You keep yourself being twisted and tangled up and flipped over or wrapped around some pole or in a even backing up. You'll find yourself hitting less things when you just be patient. Manage the speed that's appropriate for whatever situation you're in. Watch your mirrors, taking your time. Just always use the appropriate speed for your situation, and always pay attention to spacing. Don't be one of these jack behind drivers that's 6 feet behind a Toyota Corolla. Man, what you thinking, bro? You in this big behind 85,000 pound, 53 plus 20 feet, so almost 80-foot vehicle going, excuse me, that's not what you think. It's going 80 miles an hour, and you this close upon it. It take you a couple 100 feet to come to a complete stop. What you gonna think happened if that car in front of you come to an abrupt stop, man? And again, you the professional driver, so they're gonna be looking at you like, hey, you was in the wrong, unless you can prove that you wasn't. So space and speed, if you manage space and speed, and you do pretty much a good maintenance overview of your equipment, and keep that in mind, you'll be fine out here on the road. Space and speed is the most important for safety. Next tip is keep distractions to a minimum. Don't be one of these drivers out here on your phone, scrolling through, looking at Instagram, butts and tits, and what I'm saying. Don't be that guy or girl, whatever you're into. Ain't no judgment over here. You like what you like. Not my business. But don't find yourself getting distracted by your phone, tablets, GPS, radio, CB radio, and don't find yourself getting distracted by that, man. I can almost promise you will, by keeping your distractions to a minimal, it also will help you focus on just learning how to be a professional driver and getting your load to and from the destination safely and without damage. And that's the main thing, man. Keep your distractions to a minimum. People be out here doing makeup, brushing your teeth. Like, man, listen, bro. Don't be doing all that mess while you driving. Put ketchup on your your hamburger. You trying to drive with your knees. Big ass vehicle driving with your knees, man. You crazy. Next tip on the list, trip planning. If you try to be an efficient driver out here, make sure you stay up on your trip planning. Me personally, I don't plan all the way to the T, but I try to give myself certain guidelines and a good idea of how I'm gonna get from point A to point B, but I give myself room for any variables that may occur, because you just never know because of the randomness of the trucking industry. You just never know exactly how things may line up. You don't know about detours that you may have to take, between construction and stuff like that, or wrecks on the road that may stall your route where you're gonna kill 2-3 hours sitting in traffic because some idiots done had a wreck for speed and not managing their space, and now you gotta wait for them to clear that mess out before you can proceed in what you need to do. So trip planning is important. Try to have an idea of how long it's gonna take you to get to where you need to be, and I say roughly give yourself about 2 or 3 hour grace period to get there, just to account for BS that could happen on the road in between. I say I usually don't plan where I plan to. I usually don't have an idea exactly where I'm gonna stop for that night until I get to about that 3-4 hour period. Then I kind of try to measure exactly where I could get to, and I picked probably like 2 or 3 different locations along the route of me getting to my destination. If I can't get all the way to the shipper or the receiver, if I can get all the way there and they got overnight parking at their facilities, I'm getting there, man. That's another tip that I get to later. But if I get all the way there, I'm trying to get all the way there, park, so I can go ahead and deliver without turning that clock on, man. But try to plan as much as your trip as you can. Like I said, give yourself some grace period. Build in some space and some time in your schedule, but try to have at least an idea of where you're going and how you're gonna get there. So you should have within that your last 3-4 hours on your drive clock, you need to have an idea of where you could park, where you would like to park, those type of things, Next tip for new drivers is drive for yourself and everyone else on the road. You as a truck driver are the professional driver on the road, not the idiots in their little 4-wheelers. Those are not the professional drivers. You are the professional driver. You have to drive for not only yourself, but everyone else on the road and everyone that you care about and everyone else that anybody around you may care about. Just always remind yourself that just because someone else is driving erratically doesn't mean that you need to follow that. Set your own standard. Make sure you're managing space and speed, but you gotta drive for yourself and everyone else on the road, because one of these little cars, they can make a mistake and stop abruptly and maneuver, get in and out of crap that they don't put themselves in. But you in one of these big behind vehicles, you can't do that. If you get up on somebody too fast, you can't stop. Stop as soon as you would like to, or if you go into a turn too fast or too wide or whatever, now you rolled over, you in the cause of accident. Now you the jack behind that got everybody delayed 3-4 hours because of dumb decisions that you made. So just remember, drive for yourself and everyone else on the road, because if there is a situation that goes wrong, it's gonna be on you first and foremost, and you're gonna have to prove that it wasn't your fault. Not oh, let's just see what. No, ain't no let's see what happened. You the truck driver. You got a target on your back. The day that you become a certified licensed truck driver, you have a target on your back from from everybody. For just keep it simple. So next tip, keep things moving. Get your CB radio, man. I say get your CB radio and get your GPS, man, like a secondary GPS, so you can you keep up with what's going on. You know, GPS is good just in case your onboard computer, Qualcomm, well, I got Omnitrax, or whatever onboard computer that your company has. Just in case that thing go wrong or go bad, because it does happen, or maybe it's not updated, and you know, whatever construction that has recently happened, they don't have it on the company GPS. You got this secondary GPS that can kind of get you and guide you there, and make sure it's a truck GPS. That's so important, because Google Maps, you know, it can kind of sometimes it have you going down some roads that you don't need to be going down, and end up having you again 3-4 hours delayed, killing your own duty and your drive clock. You don't want them problems, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, but get you a second GPS. I don't feel like really going into brands, but you got Texas Instruments, you got Garvin. What's my guy? What's my guy? McGraw or whatever, you know, McGill, whatever the guy name, but you know, he made all the truck stuff, products. Also it's an app, I can't remember, Trucker's Path. Trucker's Path is also a good app. I think you gotta pay for something. I don't really use it, but I know a lot of drivers, they talk about they use it, so it may be beneficial. Yeah, but get you a secondary GPS, get you a CB radio, because that radio, it'll let you connect with other drivers out there on the road, and you know, they always talking some crap on there that could be helpful. Sometimes there's a lot of BS, but a lot of times it's some good information, especially about inclement. Is it inclement weather? Or weather that you may be approaching. They tell you about road conditions and possible detour routes you can take, stuff like that. So, you know, they'll let you know what's going on, man. You can hit them up, ask about the potential, like the rest areas coming up, what it look like, so you won't have to turn off that exit, try to get into the rest area and not have a space, and end up costing yourself an hour because you gotta wait for this guy to park or that guy to park, and you know, it could be a hassle, man. But yeah, CB radio and a secondary GPS. Next on the list, park at the shipper, man. Like real junk, man. Real junk. Let me tell you, real talk. Shout, you know what I'm talking about? Park at the shipper, man. Shout out to Trucker Brown, man. He stressed this, and I found it also to be very, 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 very true. Man, park at the shipper and receiver if they have on overnight parking. This will extend your hours of service that you have. This will provide you the opportunity to make more money, because of course that's what everybody's out here to do, to make more money, take care of themselves and their families, and etc. Make sure you're parking at the shipper or receiver if they have on overnight parking, because what you get when you park at the shipper or receiver, what you can do, you may not be able to do this everywhere, but when you can do it, it's some sweet money for you in this. Because what you're allowed to do, you drive that thing, wake up in the morning, do you walk around, you pre-trip walk around, okay, bet, then you take that thing less than 5 miles an hour, drive it around and get unloaded where you need to go, They unload that thing, and then you start your clock once you got your second, once you got your reload, or once you are actually loaded. Once you got loaded or you are empty, then you start that clock and go. Instead of wasting on duty, wasting 2-3 hours drive time. But just keep that in the back of your mind for when you actually do become a driver, and you get your own truck and you get out there on the road. You'll know, like, that's a big tip, man, that if nobody puts you up on that game, then you'll be hurting, you know what I'm saying, until you learn it or figure it out for yourself. But, your guy Timthetrucker is here for you. You see what I'm saying? So follow suit, man. If you can have the ability to park at the ship or receiver overnight, do that. You're going to make some more money. Next on the list is get your inverter, man. Inverter costs you anywhere from the good ones, $150 minimal, closer to $200, up to shit. Let's see, maybe $400 or $500 for a more powerful one. But get you a good inverter, at least 1,500 watts. You can probably get one for $1,000 that'll do, depending on what you want to do. But get one of those, because that's why it's gonna be useful. Is for the next thing I'm about to tell you to do. Once you get you an inverter, matter of fact, I got one right here. I don't want to show you the brand. They ain't put no money in my pocket. Get you a power inverter, man. Know what I'm talking about? Get you one of them inverters. And either if you mechanically inclined where you can hook it up yourself, hook it up to the battery yourself or whatever, run it through the flow, that's good. But most places I recommend going ahead and holler at your company, see if they allow it, and allow them to do it. And what this is going to allow you to do is bring more power into your truck so you can hook up things like a refrigerator. Man, once you get that refrigerator, you winning. Because guess what? That refrigerator is going to allow you to have better health, because you're going to be able to get better quality food stored in your truck. That means you can cut back on the fast food, and you go to the grocery store maybe once or twice. Once a week or once every 2 weeks. You're saving a lot of money, and you get an opportunity to eat better. Also, once you get that inverter in there, you'll be able to power a crock pot, microwave. I don't mess with microwaves, but hey, for those that do, they are very, very, very useful, especially out here on this road. You know what I'm saying? Time is everything. You know what I'm saying? To truckers, time is everything. And you throw that thing in that microwave for a couple minutes, get you something to eat, instead of going through the process of dealing with truck stops and trying to find somewhere to park at a Walmart or something to go grab something to eat, run in. And listen, get you that inverter, get you a fridge, get you a toaster oven, get you a microwave, Foreman grill. What else they got? Crock pot. I work that crock pot. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, look at here. And buy groceries. You see what I'm saying? That's how you win. That's how you save money. That's how you save time out here on this road. You mess around, park at a grocery store or not truck stop, but at a Walmart or something overnight. Bet that means you're off the clock. Go shopping off the clock. Get what you need to get. Load up in the morning. Do your pre-trip inspection. Hit that road. Get to it. Next on my list, the next tip on my list is, stay at whatever company you start with. Try to stay with that company at least 3 to 6 months. 3 months minimal, but 6 months preferably, right? What this gonna do? This gonna give you more options moving forward. So if you do want to be on a different company or do go to a different company, it looks better on you if you got at least 3 months with the company you was at before, because it looks like, they was there 3 months. well, they gave it a good try. You know what I'm saying? Gave it a good one time and once over, and maybe things just didn't work out. And I say 3 months, but I say preferably 6 months because, you know, if you like me, fresh out of school, no experience, coming into trucking, you probably gonna be on the truck with a trainer. Most people ain't just gonna give you, you know, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 vehicle with another 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 worth of material on back of you and put you out there with no experience and, you know, just, hey, go ahead, have at it. Most people ain't just gonna give you that leeway with they property. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to get sued because you stupid. But whatever company you go with first, man, give yourself 3 to 6 months, 3 months minimum, but really that 6 months what you wanna shoot for, because it give you some leverage when you go into another company. That still ain't much in experience going to another company, but it's better than only being there for less than 6 months. That 6 months is key, because one thing about it, most of y'all gonna have to get on that trainer truck, and that experience, hopefully that's just a once in a lifetime experience, and that's why I'm telling you, do that 3 to 6 month period, preferably 6 months, because the next company you go to, they'll look at that and they say, okay, if they done, you know, they done been with whatever said company, they got 6 months experience under their belt, okay, you ain't got to go out with a trainer. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do, because you still got under a year of experience, or you got less than 6 months, they only gonna put you out there with a trainer for a week, maybe a week and a half, versus spending a whole 21 days, or some companies you might be out there with 5 weeks with a trainer, you know, 5 or 6 weeks with a trainer, man. Like, you don't want to go through twice in life. I went there twice in life because I was being I don't want to cuss on that thing, man. I'm trying to keep it clean, but I was being a jackbutt, you know, at a company, and I made some bad mistakes and end up putting me on what you call it, giving me that safety termination type crap. Even though I wasn't a bad driver, I wasn't a unsafe driver, but I made some mistakes. Of course, new driver, you're gonna make mistakes. Again, be patient, get out and look. 2 things I didn't do, and that's why I'm telling you, be patient, get out and look. Space, speed, or your keys, or your friends. Best tips anybody could give you. I made a mistake. Anything I'm telling you do up here, I made these mistakes, but definitely, man, stay with the company 3 to 6 months. So 3 to 6 clean months of driving. Then if you want to move on, it give you some leverage to move on to the next company where you don't look like a large liability because you knew with the property. Nobody want to deal with that mess. Next and last tip on my list. This is for the people that are in the process of getting their CDL. If you haven't gotten your CDL yet and you're just trying to figure out what should you do or how should you go about this, I personally recommend, if you can't either go try to get it yourself. Don't go through a company to get your CDL. The best way to do it is either go to a community college. Most community colleges have some type of CDL program. See if you get some grants or some something like that going on. I thought I heard something out there on my window. Try to get you try to get a grant or get in some type of program where you can get your CDL through the school. A lot of schools usually have something where they work with truck drivers as far as getting their CDL. A lot of states and community colleges, they great for that. If not the community college route, I say equally as good, if not better, is going to an independent school. That I went to Roadmaster. I'm gonna do a video about Roadmaster. I recommend Roadmaster, and really any type of driving school that got good reviews, I say, man, run with them. Cause the reason I say go this route, go community college or go the trucking school route, independent trucking school route, right, is because once you get that CDL with them, you're able to go where you want. Versus if you go the company route, you're gonna have to work for them. Some type of contract situation. I don't like that. I like having options to do what I want to do when I want to do, how I want to do it. You know, part of the reason why I am a trucker. You see what I'm saying? But I said all that to say this. If those two aren't an option, because typically if you do go the independent truck route, you're gonna have to pay something up front. And sometimes they'll put you in a loan type of situation where you can kind of get a loan. I got I think I paid like $1,000 down with I had a job previously, working factory job, whatever. So I had some bread stacked up. I already knew that's what I wanted to do, get my CDL. So stacked some bread up, had a down payment with Roadmaster, and I got put on like the little loan program or whatever. So just pay them back on the back end. You can afford to do it. You're gonna make good money being a truck driver, period. But if you have no other option, you don't have any money, any way to get money, you just trying to make something happen, going the company route ain't a bad thing, but they gonna pimp you, boy or girl. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna pimp you, shawty, and just understand that's coming. They gonna pimp you. They gonna get that money up out you. Woo! They gonna get that money up out you now. But you're gonna get your CDL, but you might have to drive for them for a minimum of a year. Some of them won't try to string you out for about 2 years, but yeah, they gonna put you on some type of contract. But if you don't have any other option and you don't have bread in your pocket or opportunity to stack some money up prior to going to a trucking school or community college, if those are options for you, then yeah, go the company route. I recommend that. Other than not having it all or living a life that you don't want to live. So, and also, before you go in, whatever path you choose to get your CDL, I'm gonna make a whole video about getting your CDL in schools and pros and cons and all that. Company, going through a company and all that. I'm gonna do a video on all that. But another little tidbit of advice is to get your learner's permit prior to going to the whatever program you go to get your CDL. Already coming there with your learners, that's gonna give you a boost ahead, because the first couple of days in any of these programs, you're gonna be studying for the learners thing, for the learners test, so you can get that and get your little learner's permit, CDL. Your permit, that's what they don't call it. What I call it, learners. It ain't a learners. That's for your license, but for your CDL, you get like this little learner's permit or whatever it's called. Get that first. All right, so that's the tips I have for y'all. Quick rundown of the tips. It's gonna be get out and look. GOAL. Goal. The goal is to get home safely. Remember that. Get out and look. Be patient with yourself. Take time. Take the time to be patient. Take the time to be patient with yourself. Learn the skill set. Learn what it means to be a good driver. It's all about timing and angles, and take your time. Make pre-trip inspections a habit. Never become too comfortable behind the wheel, because that's when mistakes happen. Space and speed are your friend out here on the road. These are your only friends, really. Space and speed are the keys to safety. Next, keep distractions to a minimal. Trip planning. Drive for yourself and everyone else on the road. Get you a CB radio and a second GPS, like a backup GPS. park at the shipper or receiver overnight if they have overnight parking. So park at the shipper or receiver if they have overnight parking. That's going to put a lot of little sweet little money in your pocket. I promise you, partner. All right, next, get an inverter. Again, get an inverter. Let the company hook it up at the shop, or if you are mechanically inclined and you know what you're doing, get up under there. Be safe. Get your inverter so you can put a fridge in there. You get a fridge. That means you can go to the grocery store and you can put, you know what I'm saying? You put stuff in there and it'll keep longer than what it will in a cooler or not having a fridge at all. So the inverter allows you to get a toaster, a microwave, a grill. You can put a TV in there. I didn't say that earlier, but yeah, if you got the inverter, now you can put a TV in this thing. That ain't a bad creature comfort also. See what I'm saying? Next, well, yeah, get your crock pot and all that. Next tip was stay at the first company you go with 3 to 6 months if you can. Minimal 3 months, but shoot for that 6 month period. That's what a lot of companies like to see, that you got 6 months driving experience before coming to them. Next and last on the list is get your CDL either through a community college or through a school. So when you do go this route, you can have options as to where you want to go next, where you get to pick what jobs you want to take. Because once you get the CDL, it's yours. You can do what you want. But if you go the company route, understand that they gonna want it on the bike end. Yeah, they gonna get it about you now. They gonna pimp you a little bit, but you got a CDL. You know you can change your trajectory in life, if you will. But that's it for my tips for new drivers. I am Tim the Trucker. This is Tim the Trucker channel. And if you find any of this information entertaining, informative, useful, in any way inspirational, listen, like, share, subscribe, and comment to the channel, right? Follow me at IG or at Tim the Trucker on Instagram. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to shoot me, man, about being a driver, about getting your CDL, about any of these tips or any other videos I got on here on the Tim the Trucker channel, man, listen, shoot me a DM at Instagram. I'll get back on it. Now I'm out here getting this money, so I might not be able to stop what I'm doing just to talk to you or give you a little game, but at the same time, I don't mind. And also, if you're interested in being a flatbed driver and join a carrier, maybe one of the companies you're interested in, hit me up. I'm going to put you on game about them. All right. Until next time, y'all.